two unkillable, immortal, never-ending heroes are going at it. Wolverine versus the Immortal. And today, we're going to analyze their strengths and weaknesses, powers and abilities, all of it, to figure out who's going to win. Who will be the last one standing? Let's get into it. James Logan Howlett is Wolverine, a mutant and one of the most important members of the X-Men. Born in the 1800s with a remarkable healing factor, Logan has lived a lot of life, being a soldier, a samurai, an outlaw, and a living weapon formed by Task Force X. But now, Wolverine is at his best as a hero, working with both the X-Men and the Avengers to protect humanity and mutant kind from all sorts of threats. Being a mutant, well, one of Wolverine's mutant powers is superhuman abilities like super strength and speed. He's comparable in a lot of ways to Captain America himself, the original super soldier. And Logan's been able to actually overpower and throw around Spider-Man, Sabretooth. He's even literally thrown around Colossus before. He's able to easily tear through metal, snap steel chains. He's routinely able to pick up hundreds of pounds or even a few tons with relative ease, and has absolutely no problem with throwing around superhumans with his punches, even up to and including the likes of Vision and Namor. Yeah, Wolverine is surprisingly strong. He's also surprisingly fast. Like, Wolverine's got no problem with moving way faster than his opponents can even keep up with. And that even includes other superhumans, like Spider-Man, who's maybe the fastest and most agile street-level character in Marvel, while he's routinely surprised and caught off guard by Wolverine's speed and reflexes. He's able to routinely dodge or block bullets or laser blasts headed his way, even after the bullet's been fired or at point-blank range. But of course, to be fair, Wolverine doesn't always use this type of speed in fights. He can when he needs to, but he very rarely needs to dodge attacks because he knows he can always just simply take the attack and heal from it. In fact, sometimes he likes to take a few attacks at the start of a fight to get the blood flowing and get amped up, or he'll sometimes simply press the attack and go all offense and not have to worry about defense at all. And that leads into Wolverine's greatest power, his healing factor and durability. His skeleton is covered entirely in adamantium, which means that he literally cannot be cut or torn apart. And trust me, plenty of people have tried. It also greatly increases his durability too. Like, Wolverine's been kicked clean around the world, been just fine. He's taken all sorts of punches and attacks from some of the strongest beings on Earth, ranging from Hulk to Thor to plenty more, and he's been just fine. He can take bullets absolutely no problem. It really doesn't even faze him. He's able to keep on fighting while being all stabbed up or turned into a pincushion. Doesn't really do much. He's kept on fighting after having his heart destroyed on multiple occasions. He can heal and come back from literal disintegration. The guy's even survived nuclear bombs several times over. Wolverine is dang near impossible to put down. He might be injured, but Logan is always going to heal from it, and he's always going to come back, no matter what. And it's not just that Wolverine is this raging brute who solely relies on his healing factor, although he definitely does act like this from time to time. But he's actually one of the most skilled fighters and best warriors in the whole Marvel universe. His adamantium claws are able to shred through anything in their path. They can pierce through Hulk, Thor, Thanos, Gladiator, and as for less durable opponents, well, Wolverine can slice and dice them into little pieces in an instant. No problem. He's said to be an extremely deadly fighter, renowned across the universe for his skill. And he's skilled enough to casually defeat master martial artists and hold his own or even beat the likes of Captain America, Black Panther, Iron Fist, and Shang-Chi. So, literally, some of the best fighters in Marvel. And he only gets more dangerous and more deadly in his Berserker Rage. It's where he goes hyper violent and becomes even more powerful and even more deadly, instantly overwhelming most any opponent in his path. And it's like compressing days of non-stop fighting into just a few minutes or seconds. In short, Wolverine is the best at what he does, and what he does isn't pretty. The Immortal has been around for many, many years. He's older than the legend of King Arthur, serving as one of his legendary knights. He discovered North America and fought in the Revolution for the revolutionaries. He even served as president under the alias of Abraham Lincoln. Later, he became a superhero and a member of the original Guardians of the Globe. And of course, that's where he get his legendary fight with Omni-Man. The Immortal is no one's favorite hero, and he gets clowned on quite a bit because of that. But he's still really powerful. Outside of Viltrumites, Immortal is seen as one of the big guns and most powerful heroes on Earth. That's really saying something. In fact, he's one of 3 heroes who's been said to be able to compare to a Viltrumite's power, with the other 2 being Alan the Alien and Adam Eve. And so Immortal can do just that. He's been able to press Omni-Man in fights a few different times, most notably when Immortal is really royally pissed off. And he's given Invincible good fights before too. Sure, there have been times before when Invincible is able to just absolutely clown on him. The Immortal even knows that Invincible is powerful enough to kill him. But even still, Immortal was able to fight against an alternate evil Invincible for days on end before finally going down. He's not necessarily what I would call weak. Now, because the Immortal is literally immortal, his durability is a little bit tricky to properly scale, because Immortal really is constantly dying, like just all the time. He's always brought back, and you just had to put all his pieces back together again for him to come back to life. But still, seems like almost everything can kill him. But in that, his durability is kinda hard to truly see. But Robot seemed to believe that he was close to invincible in terms of toughness. He can take attacks from some pretty powerful opponents, and even when he is injured, seems like he can ignore a large part of that pain and keep on fighting. Lastly, Immortal is really pretty fast, flying around at Mach speeds and leaving sonic booms everywhere he goes. He's got no problem blitzing opponents with his speed, and equally has no problem of ending fights as quickly and easily as possible. So, who wins? Well, let's break it down. Now, I think it's pretty obvious here that the Immortal has a pretty massive stat advantage over Wolverine. Like, yes, the Immortal is obviously a massive joke, especially in the TV show, but there's also no denying that the guy is powerful and he does hold that advantage. I mean, when push comes to shove, Immortal has been able to battle against Omni-Man and give him a good fight for a little while. And while the Immortal obviously loses that one, he is one of 3 confirmed non-Viltrumites who have the power to actually beat a Viltrumite, with the other 2 being Alan the Alien and Adam Eve. But this kind of power is really nothing new for Logan. I mean, Wolverine is regularly able to take on some of the toughest and strongest characters in Marvel, fighting against the likes of Hulk, Red Hulk, The Thing, Wendigo, Juggernaut, all of them, taking their punches, feeling their attacks, and keep on fighting, even putting them down. So yeah, the Immortal is nothing new to him here. He's been there, done that, lived to tell the tale. And not only is Wolverine's healing factor good enough to allow him to take attacks from Immortal, but Logan is also definitely going to make sure that the Immortal feels his attacks too with his adamantium claws, especially considering that Wolverine's been able to carve up the likes of Thor, Hulk, Gladiator, even Thanos, basically some of the toughest guys in Marvel. It'll be no problem for him to do the same thing here with the Immortal. Basically, the question for Wolverine really is if he can take all the hits from Immortal and last long enough to shank him a few times. In which case, good game, it might be all over. Immortal can't function without missing body parts, and Wolverine's got no problem making that happen. And Wolverine has some of the best durability in all of comics, on top of one of the best healing factors in all of comics, too. Like, for starters, well, his skeleton is covered entirely in adamantium, which means that he literally can't be cut or torn apart. And trust me, plenty of people have tried. It also greatly increases his durability, too. Like, Wolverine's been kicked clean around the world and just fine. He's taken all sorts of punches and attacks from some of the strongest beings on Earth, ranging from Hulk to Thor to plenty more. He's been just fine. He can take bullets absolutely no problem. It really doesn't even faze him. He's also kept on fighting while being all stabbed up or turned into a pincushion. That doesn't really do much. He's kept on fighting after his heart was destroyed on multiple occasions. He can heal and come back from literal disintegration. The guy's even survived nuclear bombs several times over. Wolverine is dang near impossible to put down. Might be injured, but Logan is always going to heal from it, and he's always going to come back, no matter what. Basically, Wolverine has enough durability to take almost anything that the Immortal can throw at him, presuming that Immortal doesn't punch him into the next state or carry him off into outer space. And from there, well, I think you can argue Logan's getting his chance to stab Immortal. Wolverine's claws always work. They're always able to just cut through anything. They're always able to pierce everyone they come across. There's really nothing to suggest that Immortal can resist these claws when so many other super tough people have tried before and failed. But realistically, you're asking Wolverine to fight a perfect fight in order to do that. Land all of his attacks and not really get tagged by the Immortal in return. Logan probably is good enough to do that. It's just not very likely, and he can't do it every time. Because Wolverine is great. He's challenged the Hulk plenty of times throughout the years. But you actually look at a lot of those fights, and you realize that Logan just gets his butt kicked. And that actually plays true for a lot of Wolverine versus heavy hitters. His healing factor is great, but it's got its limits. And we've seen time and time again that Wolverine can be straight up knocked out by a lot of different brick characters, some of whom are stronger than the Immortal, but others are definitely weaker than the Immortal, still able to knock Logan out cold and overtax his healing factor. Wolverine is a man who consistently defies the odds, no matter if his opponent is bigger, stronger, tougher, or whatever. Logan is there, never backing down, never giving up, and usually taking down anything standing in his way. You could still argue that Wolverine could win, but in a lot of ways, it's like arguing that Wolverine would be consistently able to defeat Namor or Wonder Man or Iron Man. He can give them a good fight, but he can't consistently beat them. And I think while that's probably to a lesser degree here, the point remains the same. The Immortal wins.